Don Jazzy looks like the kind of guy to believe in manifestation. Tega
Me, I'm
doesn't.
sure Don Jazzy believes it. He believes in
Don Jazzy does
astrology.
yoga in the
Don
morning,
Jazzy is
bro.
an he's an he does yoga. He's an astro guy. He also I feel like he does incense,
He
and
burns.
he
Yeah,
also
yeah,
does
yeah,
all
yeah,
those
yeah.
like
Yeah,
he drinks all those weird concoction
he does. He's
teas and
CMOS.
things. 100%.
Bro down CMOS every morning for sure.
1,000%. Yo, what's up, and welcome to episode 66 of the 30% podcast. I go by the name Afam, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Sam, aka Jedediah. What's up?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, let me tell you what's up is you can find this podcast on the following platforms. You can find this podcast on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor Podcasts. And to find that, you just have to type the magic words, the 30% podcast. If you want to find us on social media, you can find us at the 30% pod on Instagram, on Threads,
Yep.
on X, on TikTok, and on LinkedIn if you want to do some linking and building. Sam, what's up? How is your week? How is your life? Are you feeling fulfilled as a human being?
What are you talking? What are you talking about? Yo, you can't start the craziness early in the podcast. That's anyway. That's ridiculous. Am I feeling fulfilled? I am. I told you I quit music, and then I woke up the next day and recommitted to it.
And now you're back. Let's go. Let's all celebrate
Clap it up for
Sam's.
me. Clap it up for me. For
Yeah,
quitting and
listen,
getting back.
he's
I don't
back.
know,
The
man.
prodigal son.
Yeah.
No, the prodigal Sam. Excuse me. Go ahead.
But anyways, yeah. So it's been cool. I've been creating.
Sure.
Been trying to figure out. I'm working with an artist, Ruby Nina. She's amazing. So we've just been trying to figure out a
Ooh.
release. I think we'll be releasing this month. It's this month. It's this month.
It's
Towards
this
the end of this
month.
month. Yeah. So just working on that. I'm super excited, man. This will be the first song I have released in a while, apart from the songs I released with Nyashinsky. So I'm super. Is it? Yeah.
Super hyped.
Yeah, super hype about that.
Do you we can't say who it is and
Oh no,
whatever.
we can't. Fam.
right now.
Any promo is good promo at this point.
Okay, let's
it's,
go. So who are you releasing with, Sam?
Her name is Ruby Nina. She's a vocalist. So she's done a lot of gigging. She's also released music.
Nice.
But she's incredible, man. She's incredible. She's a brilliant songwriter, and she has a very, very lovely voice. So I've actually been working with her for, I want to say maybe since 2015, 2016, on and off.
Damn.
But now you know how the stars align. The stars just recently aligned, like properly. So, we have a song coming out. I don't know if I should say this. It doesn't matter though. She's already posted it. She's posted it, so I can say it. The name of the song is called "Lovers on the Low." It's that classic R&B sound, the classic R&B sound. I'm really happy for it, man. It came out really well. Yeah, I'm super excited, man. She's one of the artists who I'm looking to be working with for a while. So I'm excited, man.
Nice.
Go peep her profile. We'll be doing more promo about the song, of the song. So yeah, I'm excited about that. This is me plugging myself and the artists I'm working with. But
Fire.
it's life. Yeah. Apart from that, I'm cool. I'm chilling. What's been happening, man? What's been happening?
Yeah,
I've been indoors the whole
What
week.
did you get up to?
I've been indoors the whole week. I haven't done much. Went to the studio a few times.
An introvert's dream.
An introvert's dream, but I'm trying to get out more, obviously. But apart from that, no, I'm good. Chilling.
Nice.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Yo, this week has flown by, man.
The year is doing the thing again.
Oh my god, it rained extremely heavily over here. Was that like Tuesday? I want to say it was Tuesday. It was actually kind of scary.
Yeah.
So I live around Kiambu sides, and
Shout out to Kiambu,
it was
the
almost
Kiambu
like
gang,
it
Kiambu
was
gang.
bro. It was almost a tropical storm. I'm not gonna lie.
Tropical storm.
I'm serious, man.
Really?
They were like, in our place alone, there were like 4 trees fell down. I'm not even joking.
Wow. Okay. So that's
Yeah,
serious.
along like Ridgeways Road, like I think like those electricity poles.
Yo,
and
Ops,
stuff,
if you're
like, they
listening,
fell.
Afam's Ops. He's giving out his address.
No, I just said Ridgeways Road, and I said I live in Kiambu. Like,
You don't know
there's
the Ops looking for you.
so many different places I could
So
be
many.
right
Look
now.
at him trying to do that. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. And then power went for 2 days, for 48 hours.
Really?
Yeah, so this week was crazy. I've never seen rain like that, like in my life in Nairobi. I'm not
Really?
even like capping. It rained crazily on this side. I don't know.
It
And the wind.
so much.
The
over
wind was
here.
almost like hurricane, like tornado. It was weird.
That's
It was
crazy.
actually kind of scary.
You're not a storm
so
chaser.
that
You didn't go out and take videos on your phone. Why not? You missed.
I was in the house making beats. Like
dedicated to the craft. My bad. Making a
dedicated
storm.
to the craft, even when
making
the
a
world is
storm
falling apart.
Oh, gosh. All right.
So anyway, so that happened, and then interesting. I watched One Love.
Oh, hey.
The Bob Marley movie.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say. Anyway, all right.
What?
Clap up for you.
What did you think I was gonna say?
I thought you said you were going to watch the documentary I told you to watch. So you found time to watch Bob Marley's, but you didn't watch that one. Oh
no, I haven't watched the documentary yet. But I did watch the Bob Marley movie.
Haven't seen that yet. How was it?
It's good. it's something. Okay. If you make music,
explain that more.
If you
please.
if you make music, you'll be very inspired, because like they have many scenes of where they were just jamming. You see what I did? Anyway, where they were jamming on like and just making the songs, and it felt so interesting to see how they would come up with music and him and the Wailers and stuff like that. The dreadlock wig that the dude was wearing was
Which dude?
Interesting. See, the actor of Bob Marley, he was wearing a wig.
I thought you were about to say that
because he doesn't have dreads.
Throughout Bob's career, he was wearing a wig, bro. I was going to cry for the reggae
like
world.
The actor. No, he wasn't. No,
Cry
but the
for
actor,
Jamaica.
like,
Sorry.
he was wearing a wig. First of all, the actor is like from UK. I forget his name.
Did he get the
there was a
accent
lot
down?
of like. Well, he tried. He tried his best, because there was a lot of consternation about like the fact that he wasn't actually from Jamaica.
Yeah.
A lot of Jamaicans had beef with that. The story is cool, but the only problem is it doesn't show like his come up. It's really just like focuses, like it just kind of cuts in when he's
it picks
already
off when he's
famous.
already
Yeah.
But you see, I don't mind that though, because I feel like Bob Marley's story is becoming like Biggie's now. Like Biggie and Tupac, like we have
It's been
we have
retold
we
too
have
many
a
times.
million Tupac documentaries, a million Biggie documentaries. I think Bob
No,
is,
but to be
Bob is on
honest,
that
like
lane.
Sam, I
Let's
didn't
leave
know
bro
too
alone.
much about his story like that. So for me, it felt like a breath. Like for me, it wasn't like played out,
Okay.
So I actually enjoyed. I found it very informational. And it was sad at the end. And bro, he was only 36 when he died.
Really? Wow.
Like that's insane.
That's crazy. I thought he was much older.
36.
I thought he was at least in his 40s.
He does
man.
look. He has an old face. He has
Yes.
an old-looking face. But bro was 36.
I was
man.
about to say something that will get cancelled for. Let me just.
We can't get cancelled for that.
Nah.
Like he genuinely does look older.
No,
like
I was about to say
he looks older
I was about to
than
give
36.
my reason for why he looks old, but let's leave that.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, imagine Sam accomplishing all that when you're that like young. Like it's kind of crazy.
It is.
If you
It's
think
wild.
about it.
It's wild. It's
Think
wild.
about like the likes of like Kurt Cobain dying when they were 27. Like imagine
Yeah.
Pac and Biggie were
Yeah.
not even 25,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like these are kids, if you really think about it, like who did and accomplished like really great things like early on in their lives, man. Which
It's super cool,
sometimes
but
it's
cool
when you think
and
about
scary.
it, it's intimidating. Yeah,
It is. It's cool and it's scary at the same time because then that just puts time more in perspective. But we're not doing that. No. We're not doing that.
we're not having an existential
Yeah,
crisis
we're
on
not,
the
we're not
podcast.
having an existential crisis on the podcast. No. But that's dope.
Speaking
that's dope. I
of
like to see that.
existential crises.
Here we go. What
A lot of
existential crises?
Nigerians and Africans in general have been having existential crises. Sam, do you want to know why? This is the worst segue I've ever done. Actually, this is the worst because it makes
the
no
worst.
sense.
And this is your second of the day, so you need to relax on this. Just calm down on this, Mr. Segway King here.
Ooh, calm down. Yes, I need to calm down. Do you know who sang "Calm Down"? Rema. Do you know what label Rema is in?
Over here.
Rema is in Mavin's. Huh?
The segue inception. I'm telling you to stop talking about segues, and then you find a segue inside my. Okay, all right. You're a special kind of guy. Go ahead, Rema.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know how much that was a compliment.
so basically, what I'm trying to like lead us into,
yes, please,
is
quickly.
the huge news. This is huge news. It's actually very groundbreaking. I felt like the world stopped rotating when the news actually broke.
I didn't.
And for the first time, Don Jazzy made a.
I didn't feel that way, but okay.
Oh, bro, for Don Jazzy to make a serious post on his Instagram. You know how Don Jazzy's Instagram is curated.
Don Jazzy is a menace on Instagram too. That
No,
guy's a joke.
bro, his Listen, I get very self-conscious opening my Instagram because sometimes there's times when I've opened my Instagram and it's Don Jazzy, and the first thing you just see is something highly inappropriate, and it's Don Jazzy's fault. And now somebody might think that it's me looking at it's like, because I follow Don Jazzy and he posts a lot of stuff on his page.
That's all done. That's all done, Jazzy, man. That guy is crazy. For a guy as serious as he is and making the moves that he's making, he definitely comes.
He presents very.
He presents very unserious. That's his brand.
I kind of look up to that. Like I like people who don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
Like I think it's dope. It's like you don't have to always be this. Like yes, we know like you're making $1 million deals in the back end, but like in real life, people will see you as just like a guy who's like lighthearted and whatever.
You're just living.
Don't know.
And I think it helps.
Yeah.
I think it actually helps. Not to get too nerdy into, but it helps. It helps with the perception of your artist. Also, I feel like it
and the label in general.
Yeah, it puts something on them. Like, okay, these guys are cool. These guys are chill. These guys are fun. We can rock with them. But anyway.
Fun. Yeah, like Mavin seems like a fun label because of like how Don Jazzy like does his business.
And look at the two artists that they're pushing too. They're like very, very hip, very, very cool, very playful. The two but
I'm sure when it comes down to it, Sam, it's business. So like it's not
this. I mean, this whole deal is definitely business, fam. This is a
so the deal that Sam is referencing is UMG. That's Universal Music Group. Secures a majority ownership of Afrobeats label Mavin Global.
I wish we had
this is huge.
If we had
news,
a round
man.
of applause, we'd have given them a round of applause right here because that's
okay.
massive.
We'll just give them a makeshift
round of a snap. Is that what you're doing? A round of a snap.
No, I was clapping. Oh my God, Sam. Okay, there we go. So anyway,
most disjointed
UMG has announced. Wait, what?
Go ahead. No, I was saying that was the most disjointed, most incoherent flowers we'd ever.
It was so disjointed, and it was not my fault.
UMG have announced.
Anyway, UMG has announced a major investment in Nigerian Afrobeats label Mavin Global, with the deal expected to close by the end of Q3, pending regulatory approval. The announcement comes a few months after reports surfaced about Mavin exploring potential sale or investment opportunities.
Yeah.
So the deal is reportedly valued between oh my God, $125 million to $200 million. And if obviously UMG are purchasing a stake in this, then that means the whole Mavin evaluation is more than that, which is great
That's
for
really
them.
good, man. Those are big numbers, I guess, for a homegrown label.
Exactly. And I think that's good. And see, the deal aims to secure funding for Mavin's expansion, considering the anticipated growth of the African music industry on the global stage, paralleling the impact witnessed with the Latin and K-pop genres in recent years.
Yeah.
I really tried to pronounce that. Let me just read one more thing. So the move also represents an expansion of UMG's footprint within afrobeats, a genre that has become a global phenomenon, evidenced by a 34% year-on-year increase in streams in the US market. Also, Sub-Saharan Africa has experienced a 34.7% year-on-year growth, according to data from the IFPI. And then last thing I know I said last thing, but last thing, UMG chairman and CEO Sir Lucian Grange said, "Our criteria for identifying partners is straightforward: great artists, great entrepreneurs, great people. With Don Jazzy, Tega, the Mavin Global team, and their artist roster, we found ideal partners with whom to grow together. Mavin's brilliant artists have been catalysts in the transformation of Afrobeats into a global phenomenon, and we're thrilled to welcome them into the UMG family." Sam, how do you feel about this acquisition?
That's a big one.
This, how do you feel about it?
I mean, obviously, the first thing that will come to mind is like, this is dope. That's great, because UMG is the biggest music label in the world, right?
In the world.
And they're paying special attention to this movement that I feel
Africa.
that this movement that we have been part of for a while, that we've seen grow, and now we are really championing is the pushing of authentic Afro music. So it's like, it looks good.
Sam, do you think this deal goes through if "Calm Down" by Rema isn't a smash hit the way it has been?
I think Rema is talented enough that if "Calm Down" wasn't a smash hit, he would have probably had another. Rema feels like the guy who it was just written in his stars to blow up like that. So
no, I'm saying, but do you think UMG is interested in purchasing? Do you think that the success of that song has a part to play in UMG actually being interested? Is that just surface level?
No, I think it's definitely part of it, because again, we're selling music, right? So a successful song is definitely going to part. But I think I feel like they also trust in what Don Jazzy has been doing. If you look at his history, Don Jazzy has been part of he's been part of the Nigerian industry for a minute now. He was part of the first wave. Let me not say the first wave, because I don't really know, but then he was part of one of the waves that really pushed Nigerian music specifically to the world. With some of the people who he worked with, and then he went back and started it again, and then he's done it again. So I think partly they might be investing in his mind, because I feel that guy is just brilliant. Like, just how he's moved, and the decisions he makes, and his team, all of that. I think
and the way he curates his Instagram.
Yeah. Maybe that made they thought about the deal for a long time just because of that. Like, I don't know if you want this guy on.
Maybe that knocked off like some
it knocked off some points.
Maybe some
points for him. Yeah. No, but if Calm Down wasn't, I feel like Calm Down being as successful as it is, and just both Rema, I want to say both Rema and Ira Star, because Ira Star has also been making waves and doing big numbers and having like worldwide hits. So like, definitely, because of how they're pushing her now. Gosh, I'm seeing her everywhere.
They are pushing
her everywhere. It's crazy. But yeah,
where okay, I just want to focus in on that. Like, we've seen Ira Star everywhere this week, man. We've seen her taking pictures with Halle Bailey.
She's talking to
I've seen
Serena
her in
Williams. She's
Paris
my
Fashion
goodness.
Week.
Relax.
She's everywhere. So now, here's
Must
my
be tired.
question, Sam. And I've been talking with a lot of industry people about this like whole acquisition, man.
Yeah.
Do you think as Africans we can scale to that level where we're in the international atmosphere, stratosphere, whatever you call it? Do you think we can do that without involving the Western, just the Western? What's the word I'm looking for? Just the Western groups and the Western
Connects Western market without
companies and
involving the
everything.
West itself.
Exactly. Just without involving the West. Do you think we can scale to those levels?
I don't think so, because I
Because
think what the West is doing is what we're trying to do.
wait, you do or you don't,
don't.
think so?
'Cause that's what we're trying to do,
Okay.
right? Those are the goals. Is we want to have, because the West has manufactured many, many, many global stars, and that's what.
Yeah.
And global stars with long-lasting legacies and
Yes.
ridiculous impact and all of that business. So we're trying to replicate that. And so I feel like they've been doing it for a minute. That industry is over 100 years old. I feel like unless we have a completely different idea of what success is, we are always going to use their metrics of success as our metric of success.
But that is unfortunate. I feel like
I don't think it is, though. I think it's the nature of the world. Like, we're all in this.
no, it's not, because American, for example, American artists, like, for the most part, don't even look at Africa. Even when they're doing their world tours and stuff like that,
Yeah.
their world tour is really just the Americas and Europe,
maybe South
and
Africa,
maybe Australia.
maybe South Africa too.
Maybe South Africa has
If
become
there
a
was
thing in the
budget
past
left,
5 years.
if there was budget left,
Right?
for sure, South Africa.
So they clearly can scale to that level without really needing Africa. So to be like international stars, but like, why can't we do this thing?
But you see, the argument I'm making is that we're not trying to scale to their level. They are the level. Like, they're the ones who set the rules. They set the parameters of success. Why? Because that's what brings me back to my last statement. That's the nature, because they have been in the industry for years, and so it's just we look up to them. They're the standard. So them being the standard, if we want to attain any sort of standards, we're looking at their blueprint and trying to follow that. That's why we see artists who are like people like again, just to use Rema as an example, since we're talking about Mavin. The moment he blew up, we don't usually see that here in Africa. We don't usually see the PR the way they do it there. There, when you see an artist is blowing up, then like a newer artist, he's everywhere. He's doing all the interviews, or she's doing all the interviews. She's everywhere. She's with all the stars. And we're seeing Mavin, become successful using that blueprint, because they're using the blueprint is successful. And so going back to your question, I don't think it's possible for us to get to those heights or to attain that specific type of success without including them, because they're part of it. It's the blueprint.
Because,
and for us to be successful, we have to tap into that.
Ultimately, if you even look at all these like artists, if you just even have the time to look at the big African artists right now,
Yeah.
and you look at who's distributing their music,
It's the West.
like all
It's
of them,
UMG,
even
it's Sony.
Tyler is what? Tyler is Sony.
Yeah,
You look at Burna Boy. Burna Boy is Warner.
Yeah.
You look at Rema, and then beforehand we'd see like some UMG stuff, and they have like a distro deal or a something like there's always a when it's these big artists, like maybe they're not in the label, but there's always a publishing deal, a distribution deal. They're helping. There's always they have an element. That's
It's
helping
just the nature of what
boost
it is. It's the nature of what it is, because the success, we believe that the success is on that side. So maybe it speaks to how we think about ourselves and what do we term as success, and do we need to change that perception?
But think about the population. But think about the population in Africa as a whole. Like, bro, like if we figured out like the infrastructure to disseminate our music like across the whole continent, we might damn near not even need the West. But like it's just figuring out the infrastructure to do so is the biggest hurdle, because also you have to think entertainment isn't like high on people's needs, on Maslow's what's Maslow's hierarchy. It's not really high.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs doesn't have music on the that's
unfortunately
hilarious.
Because as an African, we're dealing with so many different things outside of, we're trying to survive. We're trying to
and
survive
that's
our
one
governments.
of the problems too, because we're never going to because this can get very cerebral and politicky, and we're not trying to do that.
Yeah.
But part of the problem is we have this perception that we have to fix a lot of things first before we can try to attain those systems. And
okay, so
but anyway.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Okay, so okay. What are the positives? Like, what do you think is the positive for this deal happening? And yeah, actually, what are the positives and what are the like negatives? I'll start.
You go.
Like,
I was about to say you go first. What do you think the positives are?
So I think this is good because, like, ultimately, like you said, Ira Star has been peddled anywhere. Like the marketing, like for this Commas song, is insane. I've not seen them put this much into a song.
Yeah.
Like,
did they? Not even
really
Rush,
believe in
because Rush
this
did
song.
really well.
But they don't think they did. Like Rush did well organic. Like it wasn't organic. There's nothing organic. But I feel like Commas feels like they're really trying to make it like
maybe they're testing out the system. Maybe they're testing out some of that acquisition money. Maybe they're like, all right, let's figure out.
Maybe they are. I don't know. But you see, so now African artists are on that stage where we're able to be afforded the same benefits that all these other artists get. Now you see Ira Star in the fashion weeks and these things, whatever. Like, and she belongs there, and African music belongs there. African music belongs on the international stage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. It puts African music there. And I think this is phase one of the plan for Africa, bro. Let me tell you, bro.
What's the other phases?
Well,
what's the
this
other
is not
phases?
phase one.
This
isn't phase one, but this is part of like phase one. Like I still feel like we're in phase one of African music, and the West's plan. I think eventually they really want to like.
Where is it their plan and not ours?
I mean, like you've read. IFPI says that this is the fastest growing region. 34.7% it grew last year, right? That means there's a lot of new money. Sam, a lot of new money to be made. And I feel like there's a difference between old money and new money, because like you can make money like in the European markets or whatever, but like this is money that they haven't tapped before, which is exciting for the industry as a whole. So anyway, another benefit I would say. Else? What other benefit would... I mean, this also opens the door for more labels, more... And it's not like the big three labels haven't done acquisitions of labels in Africa.
They've been their tentacles have been everywhere, bro. They've been...
Yeah, but not to this scale. Yeah. Not to this scale. And therefore, that opens the door for so many different labels wherever, like in Ghana, in Kenya, in
Tanzania, shout out Tanzania, with Wasafi.
Yeah, to actually, and so now, so Mavin's being like the guinea pig for this will actually inform a lot of these labels on how to actually move, what to do, the groundwork they need to achieve to get to that level, man. $200 million for part of the.
So you think we're going to see a lot more of this?
Yeah.
How soon do you think we're going to see? Do you think Mavin is going to be like the guinea pig for a minute and then we start seeing them pop up, or do you think it's going to be quick?
For a minute. Yeah. But you see what it does is, I think, because like they are acquiring, so that 200 million, where is that money going? It's going into the development of the label. So Mavins will be able to do way more, whether it's marketing, whether it's the actual creation of the music, whether it's the A&R work, whether it's their distribution. Like they'll be able to optimize.
Exactly.
they'll be able to really optimize their function. So what that does for the African industry, it elevates it in a sense, because now there's more money circulating, there's more money being put back into the industry, and therefore, like, the quality of the product
Yeah.
should theoretically improve.
Go up. And Mavin's is already high.
Theoretically.
Mavin's is already high too.
Yeah. It is. And so now,
Wait, why are you stressing theoretically like theoretically like that?
Because some people might argue, and this might be where we come to the detractors, that these guys might water down the authenticity of African music. But anyway, before we even get there, though, I'm saying, so now if more of these acquisitions are happening in different areas in Africa, then there's more money circulating, and the music industry as a whole should elevate, in theory. Those are like just two benefits I could think of. Any detractors, Sam? Any negatives?
I don't know. Wait, so just as a positive, also, I don't know if you mentioned it, but then I think another thing is that we get to, now that we see, when we see these artists moving the way they are, I think it sets an example for a lot of the other artists here. And around us, artists in the other countries that may not be at that level also. So then it just sort of pushes us a little bit closer to that version of success. And I say that version of success. A detractor. So there's two main ones for me, and you just mentioned one. Number one is we know what happens when an artist gets so I'm treating Mavin as an artist getting signed to UMG, right? We know what happens as an artist when you get signed to a major label. You're hot, you're popping, your music is authentic, it's you.
Thank you, Sam. It sounds like you're giving me compliments.
Definitely, yeah, for sure. Your music is authentic and it's you and it's everything. Then you get signed to a label, and then you start having Monday 9 a.m. meetings on. All right, so we really love this sound. Let's shelve this EP. Let's figure out how we can move better, because this is the vision we have, so that we can maximize the profit, so we can do, because we know that's coming. That's one of my biggest fears, okay, is that Mavin, now I really hope Don Jazzy and Tega, shout out to those guys are doing amazing work, but I really hope that those guys are the most strong-headed guys in the world, because if they are not, they're going to get into the UMG, because UMG acquired a majority stake, which means they have majority of the sales, right? So their stake counts. And we've talked about it before. What we are selling is a product. So UMG is going to try and ensure that the product they create is going to maximize the returns. That specific thing usually clashes with art in itself, right? And so my fear is that they are going to get, and then we are going to start seeing Rema turning into something that that we don't feel he is, as his fans, as people who have followed him, Ira Star, and all of that.
I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen.
Okay, why not though?
With those artists, because they're already established, but maybe like the new artists who are less established in Mavins might get a push that's less authentic.
But Afam, you can't be too established to get eaten up by the system, though. That's the thing. Like, we've seen super established artists, they figure out a way to make it work because they have amazing teams, but then they also just fall into that whole pipeline of, okay,
but you know, it's different. But you see, it's not like the team is changing. It's not like the team at Mavins is changing. Because I'm sure the team is staying the same. So that's why I don't think there's gonna be like a drastic change, especially for the things that have already been established and the artists that have already been established. Oh man, I don't think it's gonna drastically change. Also, I feel like it's going to be
a frog in a pot full of water, and it's just a slow heat.
But Sam, you have to remember they've also been working with Universal for a minute,
but under different capacity. That's what I'm saying. Under different capacity, so distribution. Now UMG is a label,
as far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know. Okay, this exactly is speculation. Allegedly, but then UMG now is the label, and they're going to be making a lot of this. They're going to be have a lot to say in terms of the art. So I really hope it doesn't change, because I feel like these guys need to keep going move the way they move, to continue setting that African example that we are seeing.
Sure.
Because now if we don't, then that I feel like that might be like a bump in this whole
Okay.
thing that we'll be doing. Yeah, it might feel like a bump because
What was your other detractor?
yeah. The detractor is just
Because you said you had two.
yeah,
of
I have
them.
to. So the second one is more of it's slightly more political. It's just like, should we keep African owned as African owned? Because there's that whole thing. We can't ignore it because now Mavin is 100% Africa. Well, no. I don't want to say 100%. I think they've had funding, investment from other people. But the way they've presented is very now that UMG has bought it, it looks it
diluted.
yeah, it looks like, all right, like do we always have to sell
Sell out.
yes, because people are looking at this as sellout. Do we always have to sell to the West for us to be successful? And
Well,
that's part
it
of the
depends
question.
on your goals.
Yes,
But
that's part of the
I think
question
it's
that we were
very
asking earlier.
contextual. It depends on your goals. These guys want to go international. They want to go. Why is Mavin's called Mavin Global?
That's
They
true.
want to go global.
Maybe it's
man.
like but this primary schools that you'll find in Shag somewhere that has international after their name, and not one person from that school is coming from anywhere outside of that
but
region.
it's a manifestation kind of thing. It's a like So when they set out to establish Mavins, they were like, we're gonna take this thing global, and that's what they've done.
Don Jazzy looks like the kind of guy to believe in manifestation. Tega doesn't.
I'm sure Don Jazzy believes it. He believes in
Don Jazzy does yoga in the morning.
Don Jazzy's
bro.
an he does yoga. He's an astro guy. He also I feel like he does incense, and he also does all those like he drinks all those weird concoctions.
He does. He's CMOS.
100%.
Bro down CMOS every morning for sure.
1,000%.
Don't just
Okay, but anyway, so
sorry.
If we're focusing on detractors, so I have like a case study. UMG have actually acquired a Kenyan label, and this was AI Records, which they acquired in 2018. I want to say
AI Records stands for air.
Yeah. So if I'm reading, this is a very old article from Business Daily, which is just kind of saying UMG acquired a majority stake in Kenyan record label in a deal that gives the American multinational access to one of the largest catalogs of East African music. So that deal was kind of built off of the fact that they wanted to have access to our our rich history of East African music and have that in their database and stuff like that. I don't think it was more about like building artists, and which is how it's a bit different from the Mavin deal. So they bought 70% of AI Records, and the deal meant that UMG now has rights to archive, digitize, and begin selling East African music internationally. The list of local music groups on the AI stable includes Super Mazembe, Afro 70, and Western Jazz. And so now, basically UMG have like a presence in our industry, and we've seen the likes of Sauti Soul, we've seen Nikita Kering, we've seen Ethic Entertainment,
the ones we know.
We've seen the ones we know. We've also seen, what's her name, Savina. They signed her last year.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of like movement, right? But here's the thing, though. A lot of those artists have expressed
their outspoken
dissatisfaction.
Exactly. Yeah. There's an outspoken
like,
we're not rocking
we talked. Exactly. Like we've talked about like 2 pods ago, we talked about the whole thing with Nikita Kering, right? Which I don't know her label situation, but just based off of pure speculation, which I could be wrong. But like I was just checking like her recent single, which she released. When did she release that single?
2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, because I checked let you down. I checked the description, and it just says 2024 Nikita Kering. And in her previous releases, like you would check like the EP she released,
Yeah.
which was called The Other Side. And you see, if you check that one, it says Universal Music. So I don't know if they're still like
Whatever that
in
deal
a
is
deal
done.
together. I know for a fact the Sauti Soul deal with Universal ended.
Yeah.
I know that is done.
Yeah.
And I know Sauti Soul for a fact were also very dissatisfied with that whole situation.
There's more of a negative a negative view, not just view, a negative storytelling, a negative telling of like people who've been signed to
and I have
especially
had
UMG.
conversations with people close to those like close to that whole situation with UMG.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is that there's a lot of frustration with these artists because they lose so much autonomy with their music.
That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. And I really hope our guys don't lose their autonomy.
Yeah. And apparently, like, there's just like a lack of knowledge on strategy that's modeled for the Kenyan market. Because I feel like, because what I was being told was that like a lot of the strategy or just the plans and the rollouts and just everything is passed through the South Africa office first. And the South Africa market is very different from our market. You know what I mean?
Very.
So that's one of the frustrations is that they try and implement the Western way of doing things or the ways that they've seen work, like in South Africa, for example, into our ecosystem, and it just doesn't work. It leads to a lot of disillusionment.
Exactly.
And
that might be one of our big problems is we could ask the question, right? Like, are we ready to use some of those systems and move the ways? Because I feel like a lot of people who are moving like that here gear their careers towards probably the internet, or like their main goal is to be successful in the West, not necessarily here. And that's like a huge problem, right? Because we have a lot of there's a disconnect between what works there and we see what works there, but then we can't really implement it here because what
music consumption here is so different.
It's very different.
Like
how
our market is run by the telecommunication companies. It's a whole different.
It's very different. Game. So I understand how like a Sauti Soul and even like just recently a Nikita would be like, I don't advocate for you to sign to, and it's really huge, right? You're signing to UMG. You're signing. I mean,
Nikita said verbatim that BN gave her advice against it.
Yeah. So that could be seen as like a huge. That's what a lot of independent artists aspire to. But then when you see the people at the top saying, "Nah, this is not the move," that also, I guess, I feel like it just serves some more disillusion to artists who are
and it also steps on like the expertise and know-how of our own people. Because you'll say, this is what I think is best for this release, and then like in our situation, the whole thing will go to the South African office and they'll say, no, maybe not.
We already feel like we should go in this other direction, and then
in this like, different direction.
That's not going to work in the Kenyan
and
market.
now for Mavin's, like, it could be a similar situation now with the main the main office in America or whatever.
There's now an extra layer of emails to be approved. It's craziness. The bureaucracy is ridiculous.
Yeah, which is not the greatest.
It's a business though.
It is a business. But anyway, listen, I mean, all this is speculation. Me personally, in general, I'm optimistic that this is good for the African industry.
Me too. I said me too. Yeah, there's definitely detractors, and those detractors are strong, but I feel like it's a good thing.
What I want to see is now the other artists in Mavin's, or just another artist in Mavin's, actually rise to prominence outside of Ira and TBN and Rema.
And Mavin has some really talented people on there. Johnny Drill, we have Magic,
Crayon.
Magics, like it's they're stacked.
But those other artists haven't really blown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even whoever
Bayani
what
just
happened to
popped.
him, bro? Bayani, man. Huh?
Bayani just popped. What happened? He was on a roll.
After Ta, nothing's happening with Bayani. I feel
Well,
like. I feel like
once
he's...
we need to get Calm Down. I mean, need to get Serena on Calm Down. I feel like everyone else needs, and that's the nature of labels, bro. It's so sad. It's sad. It's sad what happens. I wish we could get it right, but that is the nature of what happens. Anyway, we just it's. I personally like. I really like it. I enjoy. I'm not so much. I was not so excited at the fact that they've been acquired by a big label or anything, but more of maybe we can see a little bit of because through Mavin now, I feel like a lot more of the Nigerian, maybe
the dominoes.
Yeah. So maybe the different Nigerian what do you call it?
Yeah.
Labels. I know what's this guy Olamide has one that's doing well. A few of them are doing well,
Yeah.
and then through that there's a pickup, and we can see okay, these guys are doing this, even though we are not there and we're not signed. Do I think? You look like you're about to say something mischievous. Yeah. So even we begin to see like a pickup and like an imitation. So even though we are not there yet, there's still some sort of like an imitation, and then that could flow throughout Africa, I'm sure, especially the biggest markets, Kenya, South Africa, and all that. So no one ever talks about Northern African music. Why? This is so strange. We always mention Kenya, South Africa,
they do,
other places,
but they usually group it together with Middle Eastern music. So they call that region the Middle East and North African region, the MENA region.
But they're African.
And so, no, trust me, it's thriving. It's thriving. There's even like there's a whole different streaming platform that I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but there's a whole different Spotify like thing for MENA music.
I find that so funny.
Big. The thing is, we don't see it because we're not really interacting much with that music, so it's not in our world. But like it's thriving. But anyway, that was good. That was a good conversation. Shout out to Don Jazzy and Tega and everybody in that
doing good things over there, setting the example.
That's huge. That's huge news for.
And we
can
definitely see that here too. We just need to work hard enough.
Work hard, play hard. Sam, new music. What were you listening to?
New music. All right. Couple of people dropped. Matata released some music. Matata is always an interesting drop. There is a song called
Means No Worries.
Ngata. And Matata, just shout out to them, man. These guys, their videos are always like on point. Like that's one thing I've heard from a lot of people. Like they be doing their videos well. So there is a song called Ngata. PPP Popopo. In parentheses. So that was cool. That was really cool. Sam. Produced by Jegede on the beat. So that was fire.
Shout out to Jegede. Jegede is fire.
Yeah. Of course, the Bien released 2 songs. He was on.
Were you addicted to one of them?
Yes. And no. So the one Afam is talking about is a song called Addicted by an artist called Small God. Bien is on there, and Nico and Vince are on there, who are I think they're a Norwegian duo. They were really huge back in the day. They kind of went silent, but it's cool to see them back on. Then he also released a song with Ricky Tyler called Another Episode. So that was fire.
The beat to that was fire.
Yeah. Boutros and Quiz. Speaking of
fire.
No. Oh, it's rubbing off on me.
It away from
it's
you.
rubbing off on me. Oh no!
But I said, did you clock how I tried to say it quickly?
Bro would
before
allow
you?
anyone else to segue on the podcast.
No. I'm the segue king, man.
Well, that's debatable. So
I'm the segue servant.
Boutros,
I'm the segue stunner.
Oh, you're so corny, man. That's the corniest thing I've heard. Shout out to you. Boutros and Quiz released a song called Fire. That was... Afam is slacking. I thought I was going to say that was fire.
Oh shit, that was fire.
Yeah, there you go. New Funk release is called release Like Me. New Funk stays releasing music. That's dope. Who else released music in this country? Timmy T That.
Did you listen to... Oh yeah, Timmy T That.
Nadaiwa. Yeah. That was interesting. I did not expect him to sound like that. Although I didn't know what I expected him to sound like, but it was such an interesting. Go listen to that. It was interesting. You sound like you wanted to plug someone.
No, I was just gonna say, did you listen to Vulai by Gouache and Master VK?
Oh, live, Vulai.
Vulai. I liked it. I actually liked it. Although towards
Sounds
the end,
ridiculous
they
right
were
now.
just messing around.
Yeah.
Towards the end, I felt like he was just messing around and they were just having fun. But I like the hook. It's fine.
Yeah.
There was also Get It and Go by Blocker Beats,
Yep.
Swahili Papi, and Jovi
He's
Jove.
been releasing singles for a while.
I also listened. Yeah, I know. I listened to Majirani by Groovy Joe. Shout out to Groovy Joe. She's fire. I also want to give a special shout out to Andia Sande. She released her, I think this is like the first song she's like actually released, like, you know, officially. So she released a song called Replay. I believe FK Beats produced on it and a few other people.
Yep.
But shout out to them.
Oh, that's dope.
Also, the flip at the end was really fire. And then there was also Every Dakika, Every Minute Counts by Soundcraft, Ran Scooby, which was really, really good. And then there was the Tabasco 2, which was
Tabasco
King
2,
Kaka.
yeah. It's rap.
Yeah, so that was
Rap,
that
rap,
was just straight bars.
Holding it down
King
for the rap
Kaka,
heads out there.
STL, Shekina Karen,
Niggas are
Valerie
starving.
Mudhoni. I'm picking sides. Valerie Mudhoni was just, she smoked everything. Although I do want to say STL's intro to her verse was insane because she started in Kikuyu and that part was so hard. Like the way she did it was insane. So shout out to STL for that. I was like, yo, she's really spitting right now. Anyway, but yeah, Valerie Mudhoni for me was like the best on that song.
We should do that.
What else did I listen to?
Rank people in cipher. They're called ciphers, right? Ciphers. So,
Yeah.
Rank them to get clicks.
We should be doing that.
Just
wait. There's one more. One
ahead.
more. Let me see. There was Mood by Melina Gold. Shout out to Melina Gold.
Yep.
She's just getting started. And I'm trying to see. There's one more song I was fucking with. Okay, I guess that's all I had.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just One Down, who's a DJ, released a song called History. That was cool. Is that I'm a piano, that chill I'm a piano sound. Fuzak also released a song called Aria. That's interesting. He's also a DJ. They do good work at. They have an establishment that has been really helping the EDM community.
Nice.
Yeah, but I guess the song that we would play this. Wait.
Also shout out Kili Hippie and
Fam, no.
Was it Boy Black?
Yeah, Kili Hippie, and the Swami. So last time Kili Hippie was with Boy Black. Now he's just with the Swami. 22 Jump Street. Those guys.
That was fire.
It's rap music, bro. I love it. I was saying, so we're picking. Of course, I know we think like the song is good, so it's good to be played. But this is our public apology to TZ Tanzania. We are sorry.
Oh yeah.
Sorry for hating on you,
guys. Listen,
the song's still trash. We're
TZ.
sorry for hating on you,
bro. We love you guys, man. we love Tanzanians.
Our people.
Wait, do you say Tanzanians or Tanzanians?
I say Tanzania. Emphasis on the A.
You may say Tanzanians. Anyway, shout out to y'all, man. Listen, the Bobby Shmurda song is like on 2 million
that doesn't
plays,
mean
right?
anything to me at all.
Woo.
Doesn't mean.
Anyway,
Woo! You can't do that. You can't say woo like that.
Stop bringing. This is our apology, Sam.
No, sorry. Yeah. So we're playing Lalala by Bruce Africa featuring Mordecai Dex. Mordecai Dex is a brilliant vocalist from Kenya here. So we wanted to feature TZ and Kenya. We're playing it because Mordecai is on it and it's dope. But that's our public apology to Tanzania. Here is Lalala by Bruce Africa and Mordecai Dex.
Yeah. Bruce Africa on this, yeah.
It's Kaniba.
When is zawadi yangu my dear, kila utakacho na kutafutia yeah. Umewazidi kwa vyote, Nacho nacho juba you got my attention. Nikidondoka nyokote. Dogo mdogo nawe tulisongesha. I'll be there for you, my lover. Oh my God. Would you be there for me, my lover? Always. Now give up a cuckoo on a pendazet. Kusema on fire, baby, me, I don't care. Bogas it to buku, try net a bed, cause we don't mind that. La 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 la. Every time I look in your eyes, don't know why, but I feel so alive. Shorty yako sharp sharp kama wembe, anapenda dab, anapenda rap na marege. Turn down the lights kwenye wivu kiwa rambe. Turn up the vibes kwenye meli mindo captain. Kitu polite baby wachazi tubambe. Ushani jazz na no mana niko certain. Zawadi ya rose kiza float and by 10 uniso. Never keep it on the low, better know that. Nakanido tutablos kazero. Give me mojo hakuna kasoro ya kuzone out. Kwa horizon, you are the antidote and the poison. Kwanza ukisonga na emotion, ni kama uli mix love potion. Love confession, na 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 na, na 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 na.
That was Lalala by Bruce Africa and Mordecai Dex as a fire joint. Fire song.
Did you hear how amazing that song was? That song was like fire.
It's dope.
Like really fire.
It's dope. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
That is today's episode.
This was our Trent Alexander-Arnold episode.
What does that mean?
Because it's number 66. Come on, keep up, Sam.
Who is that? That's what I'm asking. Is he a footballer?
What? Oh, okay. He plays for Liverpool, Sam. Come on.
Oh, I knew that. Bro, I'm so behind on football. I'm so back. I need to get myself back up to game.
You really do, bro.
You really all right, do. Don't lean into that. Really, you don't need to lean into it as much. Yeah. So that was 66, man. Today was just a Mavin conversation, but I think it's a really good one to have.
Mavin.
This also took me down, and I won't spend too much time on this, but this took me down a rabbit trail of like Kenyan labels. So I'm just now super interested in how they started and what has happened to them. So I'm just going to be doing a lot of that research. Hopefully, like it teaches me a lot, and like calling up people who have been part of this, because I have some of those connections. I just want to know. Like I just have that hunger to know. Okay, why do we have Kenyan labels who have started and gone down inside and gone? Of course, there's some that are really doing well, obviously. But it just tends to be the sentiment of a lot of people that Kenyan labels just don't. Yeah. Then they don't do as well as people want them to. So anyway, that this whole Mavin thing has sent me on a journey, and I will be informing you guys of where I am if you care at all. If you don't, let me know on socials. I definitely will not tell you anything.
Yo, and listen, if you're listening to this and you're in the music industry, I said this last week, the 3 C's, man. Always remember the 3 C's: confidence, consistency, and craft. And with that, Sam, that was episode 66 of the 30% podcast. And it's always a pleasure recording with you, bro.
Oh,
and,
wow.
It's always...
that just comes off. I know you mean it, but it just comes off as passive-aggressive to me. I don't know why. It's a pleasure. It's been it's almost, I feel like you're being sarcastic.
Sam,
should I believe you?
You're trauma dumping right now. Like, what has happened?
Trauma dumping.
Like, why? Yeah, because what has happened in your life for you to think that I'm being passive aggressive? You must have gone through some stuff.
Okay,
anyway,
relax.
We'll unpack that in episode 67.
No, we won't. There'll be no unpacking going on. Yeah, man. It's great. Play KE music.
But yeah, guys. Yeah, play KE music, play KE, and we shall catch you guys next week on episode 67.